This is for my final performance task for straight A's. So I wanted to show or share my experiences and my lifetime learned from straight A's, and it completely blew me off that it didn't really I didn't expect it that I would change for the time being that this would happen. And I'm really grateful for what I've learned and experienced from all of the teachers and the principals out there. And I'm really I want to meet you all in the future after COVID ends and we can have a vlog up in there. Yeah, so this is what my experiences and my learned from straight A's. When the school year almost started, it was very overwhelming for me and my mom because we didn't really know how am I going to learn from home because of the pandemic. Everyone had to work from home, and my mom decided to make me homeschooled because we did not have enough money for the actual classes in my original school. Then a few days later, my mom was scrolling around Facebook trying to find a tutor for me because self-learning is hard for me, and it was a good thing because it was actually very complicating on what my other homeschool classmates were telling me of stories. So my mom found on a Facebook page called Straight A's Tutorial Hub, and my mom set me up to them. A few days later, I got a message from the principal introducing me to the teachers. I get really shy when I saw new users because I am a really shy person, and going to new teachers are overwhelming because you get to see how scary they are when you say something wrong or say something that you shouldn't really say. So yeah, it is very scary when you meet new people. So then my first day of the tutorial began, and I was panicking inside of my own brain because I was nervous to have my first class because again, I did not know what to expect and whatnot. My first teacher was Ma'am Wilma. She was very nice and supportive to me when we started our first subject. She taught me some good lessons and cooking because cooking was the first topic, what we talked about in TLE. And then when Ma'am Wilma gave me my first written works, I made some mistakes because I didn't quite get what she said because of internet connection problems. So when Ma'am read my answers, it was wrong. And again, I was panicking inside of my own brain because of I messed up and I felt embarrassed, but then I repeated myself and I felt refreshed and better now. And after my tutorial class, I had some homework to do, but my mom came home at the time I ended, so I told her everything and she was amazed on what I experienced. Then my math class started on Friday. Her name was Ma'am Felmar. She was my teacher in computer and math, but for first quarter, she teaches me math firstly. Math is one of the most least favorite subjects because I mostly get an 80 on my report card and I'm happy for it. If I ever get a 79, I would feel bad about it, but then Ma'am Felmar made me teach some math. At first it was very confusing, but then when I started to become more focused, I understood what she was talking about. There is still sometimes that I don't really understand this, so I would get help by her in class time and she would help me. But then when me and the tutorial hub started to get along, I decided to make a quarantine vlog for my YouTube of me in class. The teachers didn't really know that I made a video when I was in class, but few months I did tell Ma'am Wilma about it and she was amazed, and I don't really know if she started to watch it, but the video performed super well. The video had 100 plus views. I think it's around 105, and people seem to love it. I didn't put the teachers' names and the name of the tutoring hub I was learning in the video because that's personal information to go through, and I don't want anything bad to happen to the hub, to the teachers, or to myself. So I kept it hidden and I was still in the hub learning. So a couple days and months went by and I started to feel very overwhelmed and miserable and on the subjects that the teacher started to give me out. I couldn't keep track on the submissions because on how messy, and I couldn't control my YouTube and school at the same time. So there were subjects that I didn't submit in second second quarter period because that quarter was the hardest for me at first. But then when the principal changed my schedule in third quarter, I decided to handle everything easily. My old schedule was like Tuesday to Friday work, and I have to submit these schoolworks at deadlines. It was very stressful for me. But my new schedule is the one that I loved. I only had school for Monday to Wednesday, and then around Thursday and Saturday, I do my live streaming or I do my YouTube career. And after those, I do my schoolwork, and I happen to submit everything in time. Sometimes not though, because sometimes I don't really get to do all of my schoolwork because I don't really want to do it. And I happen to submit everything on time. So I am really glad that this new schedule is with me, so I don't have to stress over everything and not cry on how tired I am. But then the principal, Ma'am Trina, has been putting out some get-togethers on straight A's because they do not want kids to be sad without any friends because of this new normal. My first get-together was a Halloween party. So again, I was shy at first, and I started to have anxiety because I was really scared. I didn't really know who these people were, and I was almost going to leave the meeting and calm down, but then I realized that these get-togethers activity are fun to have, and I want more. I want to have more of these, but sadly, it is almost the end of this school year that we're having, and 26 is the last one of our get-together. But I think after that, we're gonna have more when I come back to straight A's, so yeah, it's pretty fun. Finally, we are 2 months left for the school year, and it's going to end. We're gonna be only on 1 month left because some kids finish their school work early. There's like elementary people who finish their school stuff early because they have early schedules and sana all diba, charot. But yeah, I end around June because my last exams are in June 4 I think. But the hardest part of me being a homeschooler is to switch different roles. So there are a lot of questions that I always pop in my head whenever I'm doing homework, schoolwork, talking to my mom about these certain topics, is that do I switch back to my actual classes in school, or should I continue to do straight A's? My mom asked me this, so I said I'm still going to straight A's. Straight A's has done so much love and care for me to my schoolworks, and I don't want to vanish in front of them for leaving, so I decided to stay here because I understand more things that the teachers are giving me and not the actual teachers. I know that's a little sad to say, but they say it much more understanding because sometimes teachers in actual face-to-face are so confusing. Like, I don't understand what they're saying. So sometimes this school year, this tutorial hub really changed my life on not to overwork yourself and not to procrastinate your whole school life, because if you do, you're not gonna succeed. You're not gonna go to the next grade level, so that is very sad. So that's what I really learned. That's what I learned from them, is to not procrastinate your work. Sometimes I do procrastinate, yeah, I could say that right now on the camera, but we're not gonna go into that. Although actual schools also make me learn, but we will not be going to an actual schools until 2022 or 2023. So I decided to stay in straight A's for now and see how my future will become. Because the whole COVID vaccine, we had to go back to lockdown because of the cases were rising up still. There were still some more new cases, so I don't think there's gonna be there's not any actual face-to-face classes on my school yet, so I decided to still work from home for the safety of myself and for the safety of other people to not spread the virus. But the lessons that I have ever learned in straight A's is always the health subject. So there's this question that Ma'am Trina gave us, and what subject is the one that you fully learned, and it is health for me, for Ma'am Wilma. As you may know from Ma'am Wilma, I really like health because the topics that we are talking about really relate to me, so this is why I like it. So whenever me and Ma'am Wilma have a class, I would, when we're gonna move on to the subject, I would always tell Ma'am Wilma, I'll be like, Ma'am, health na tayo, para ang saya, ganun. And then she would refuse because we have other subjects to talk about, some different topics to talk about, so I fully respect that. But sometimes she accepts me to go to health, and I'm happy. Like, some subjects didn't really make me happy. Well, some of them, like, what's a great word? Some of them didn't really like spark my interest because some of them I didn't relate to, some of them like I need to change in my life. But health class literally gave me what's the magic? The magic of the magic of having a favorite subject. It's like a favoritism. But my favorite lesson must be the family and love topic in third quarter. I just forgot what the actual name it is, but me and my family would just have so many issues and conflicts that when me and Ma'am Wilma learned about the benefits of a family, I understood now. I told her a lot of stories in my life. She gave me advice and what is happening, and it helped me a lot. So I really appreciated that it happened because I don't want to go back to it anymore. I don't want to go back having more conflicts in my life. It's too stressful and gives me anxiety and depression. So I don't really want to go back to it anymore. And moving on to Ma'am Felmar, the lesson she may have taught me in math that like made me learn better must be polynomials. If I can remember, we learned polynomials in grade 7, and it was very complicated and difficult because my actual teacher in math was so confusing. I could not understand what the heck he is saying. But then, when Ma'am Felmar made me understand polynomials more, I am so deeply grateful about it because I get to understand a lot of the words that I need to, or not the words, the numbers I need to write down, the numbers I need to multiply and divide, and that's the math topic I kind of got to master about. But sometimes there's other math topics that I couldn't understand because once again, math, it's hard. It's really hard. And that ends around my final performance script for straight A's. I really want to say a huge thank you to Ma'am Trina, Ma'am Wilma, and Ma'am Felmar for making me teach even better in straight A's. I may have not learned a lot better if I did not meet you all. So thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. You made me believe in my dreams, made me fight for my problems and subjects that I could not be able to live through and just going to give up. But on the other hand, you all helped me and I appreciate it a lot. So yeah, I think this wraps up around on the video. Thank you all so much, teachers, for watching this video, and I will see you all later. Bye!